Wow! What's happening, everybody? It's your boy! Yes, sir, we back, It is Monday. Welcome to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. I am here, your host, and I am absolutely excited about what we have on tap for you guys today. Listen, go and grab a pen right now. Not tomorrow, right now. If you're driving, hit record on your phone. This is that one. I want every single person that's listening to me live, everybody that's on YouTube, to text somebody, call somebody, send a smoke signal to somebody, and tell them to log in right now. If you don't know them, or they at work and they can't get to their phone, or they can't listen, or they can't watch on YouTube, make sure that they go and listen to this as soon as possible. This is about relationships. This is about, I would say, this is just a guesstimation, probably about 90-95% of people in the world want to have some kind of real relationship. So if you're coming out of a relationship, you're going into a relationship, you're actually in a relationship, you've been divorced 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 7 times, or you never had any of those, this is your podcast. This one is your podcast. So before I go forward, I want to shout out everybody from all over the country, all over the globe. Thank you for logging in. To everybody that listens to us every week, thank you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys getting on, listening to your boy, and we cut up a lot. So thank you guys so very much. Thank you also to all of the people that saw fit to share a donation. Thank you. That donation doesn't come to Stanley, it goes right back into the podcast. We want to make sure we continue to give great things to you guys. Go and do research. Sometimes we do different things to make sure the podcast consistently grow, and we want to continue to do that. So thank you. If you want to donate, just go to letstalkwithstanleydoucette.com and go to the middle of the page, click on donate, and just send a donation there. Thank you. For everybody else that's logging in for the very first time and you don't know what in the entire world he was just talking about, some wow, whatever, I thank you. Thank you. You could not have been joining at a better time. This podcast is going to set y'all up for greatness. If you haven't grabbed anything to write or take notes with, record it on your phone. But grab something to take notes. This is a good one. So I want to get right into it. So first and foremost, let me say this. This podcast made me go back to my psychology roots from Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Yeah, some of y'all may or may not know, but that's what I got my undergrad in, is psychology. And yeah, this good. This one good. This one, oh yeah, this good. So I can't wait to share it. So this is the title, the 5 intimacies, right? 5 types of intimacy, or intimacies. 5 types of intimacies, right? So that's the title. Write it down. We gonna get real good into this, because most people really think intimacy is physical closeness. As a matter of fact, I was accused of that. Yeah, my ex told me that only thing you talk about intimacy is you just won't have sex. And I was like, that's not true. And I have to explain to her in detail, whether she listened or not, it don't really matter, but what that really was, right? So today, I want to go a little bit further. When I shared with her, it was very brief. This one, I want to go into deep. I want to go deep into this one, because physical intimacy is only one experience or one expression of intimacy. But check this out. In a real healthy relationship, in a real healthy one, intimacy has 5 different dimensions. Hey, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different dimensions. So number 1, if y'all know me, y'all already know what number 1 is. Let me hear it all together. Yep, spiritual. Number 1 is spiritual. Number 2 is emotional. Number 3 is intellectual. Number 4, experimental. And number 5 is physical. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. Ooh wee. The reason I say that is because the experiential one is probably the one a lot of people don't know about, but I'm going to cover that one in great detail because I want you guys to get that and make sure we have that without any type of issues at all. So inside of experiential one, that one is number 4. So experiential is number 4. I'm going to get to that one later, but let's dig into all of what we're talking about. All right. The strongest relationships are the ones that have the fewest problems. That's what most people think. When you don't have problems, you have the best relationship. That's not true. They are the ones where all 5 of the intimacy dimensions are intentionally developed. Let me say that again. It's not relationships to where people think that, oh, we don't have problems, so we got the best relationship. That's not true. All 5 of these must be intentionally developed. Intentionally. Not some kind, intentionally, right? So if you list all 5 of them, but before I do that, before I go back to that, let me say this. When I did the research and I started looking at this, right, if you really think about this, between therapists, relationship researchers and specialists and counselors and people and all of those things, right, and people dig into that, these are widely recognized and aligned by all of them. So it's not just me. This is not just my own thoughts. That's across the board. So relationships can survive being weak in one area for a season, which y'all know. Sometimes you may be weak in a season. You may be kind of like, I don't know if I really feel like experiencing anything or being what's number 3? I forgot. Intellectual. I may not want to be all deep into it, right? Might not want to be experiential or any of those things. I don't want. Yeah, they could be for a season, but not all the time, right? So let's dig into this for real. A relationship can survive with one of them being weak. It is rarely thrives when multiple areas are neglected. So I want to say that softly to you guys, all right? Now let's get into it. Number 1, spiritual intimacy. So as just a running thought, spiritual intimacy is sharing. It is in its meaning. I'm trying to be all proper. Let me do this how I need to do it. Spiritual intimacy is sharing meaning, purpose, value, beliefs, and what gives life significance. Let me say that again. Spiritual intimacy is sharing meaning, is sharing purpose, is sharing values, is sharing beliefs, and what gives life significance. It's deeper than somebody talking about their religious belief. It's much deeper. So 2 people can attend church together and still have little spiritual intimacy. Let me say that again. Just because you go to church together, or you go to the mosque together, or you go to the Kingdom Hall together, it still does not say y'all are aligned spiritually. Y'all don't have spiritual intimacy. That's not an automatic, all right? So let me give you guys a question or some questions to build spiritual intimacy. I told y'all get y'all something to write with because this is going to be one of them. What do you believe your purpose is? Man, good googly goo. We starting off already. What do you believe your purpose is? Number 2, that next one is not number 2, but the next bullet point or the next question is, what kind of legacy do you want to leave? What values are non-negotiable for you? What do you think God is teaching you right now? Let me ask you guys a question. Married couples, in deep relationship couples, all of those things. When was the last time you had one of these conversations? When was the last time you started talking for real about spiritual intimacy? You know, you're asking, what do you believe your purpose is, sweetheart or bae? We all got nicknames, right? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What values are non-negotiable for you? Dang, this is good. What do you think God is teaching you? So now those questions are not light. Those questions are going to bring you somewhere. So let me give you an example. A husband and wife pray together every morning. That's good. But, yes, sir. Let me say that again. The family, the parents, they can pray together. That's good. But spiritual intimacy becomes deeper when they say something simple. Baby, I'm struggling with trusting God in this season. Woo! That is so good. That's so tasty right there. See, we can pray together. You know, we do our normal prayers. But when you get into that real intimacy and you say something like, sweetheart, right now I'm struggling because I'm struggling with trusting God in this season. Man, that spiritual intimacy opens up something deep. Here's another response. Tell me what's happening in your heart. Is the mic on? My goodness. You know, when you start talking in that light, see, that's not talking about just some people just getting up there and giving you a ritual prayer. That's going real deep. That's getting real inside. You're becoming real vulnerable on your spiritual side because somebody says, tell me what's happening in your heart. Now they are sharing their inner world. See, that couple is sharing their inner world, not their wannabe world or not mask. So now, pause. To all of my people that have been divorced, got divorced 2, 3, 75 times, broke up with people 55 times, and you say, oh, that was my this or that, oh, I was close to this person. Did we ask that question or something similar? I'm struggling with trusting God in this season. Somebody say, tell me what's happening in your heart. Man, whoo, that's deep. That's deep. Here's a quote. People connect most deeply when they share not just what they do, but why they live. Let me give y'all that quote again. People connect more deeply when they share not just what they do, but why they live. There go that why. Ooh-wee. So here's some action steps. Yeah. I want to make sure we get down into it. What is the one thing you feel called to become that you're not fully becoming yet or have became yet? What is one thing you feel you're called to, but you have not fully became that yet? Then just listen. Do not fix it. Do not advise. Just listen. Man, some of y'all, I'm going to tell y'all right now, some of y'all, we didn't fail the test right here. Because now you got to listen. Not hear, but listen. Because if you hear, you're hearing sound. But if you listen, you have to understand, you have to comprehend. I don't want to get into that today, but you guys get my point, right? So that's spiritual intimacy. Let's get into emotional intimacy. All right. Definition: emotional intimacy is the ability to be known emotionally without fear of rejection. Ooh. Some of y'all know, boy, we got that fear of rejection. Jeez, it's hard. Many people share facts. Listen to that. We'll share facts. 1 + 1 is 2. It's sunny outside today. It's raining outside today. It's snowing outside today. That's factual information. But few people share their true feelings. We just don't do it because now you got to open up. Signs emotional intimacy is missing. Here's some signs, right? Just some sign. Surface conversation. How many of us have that surface conversation? Yeah, keep it funky. Only you in the car. Only you in your cubicle. So how many of us have surface conversation? Defensive responses. Oh, I get that all the time. People give me all kinds of defensive responses. Walking on eggshells. Matter of fact, let me go back to defensive responses. It just popped into my head. I had a friend that I was talking to him, and they were so defensive, and they got to the point to say, oh, it feels like you're interrogating me. No, I'm asking you real intimate questions, or intimate questions that will reveal your heart or who you are emotionally or whether spiritually or what have you. And they were like, ooh, well, you know, that's what a wall is, right? That's what a wall. Walking on eggshells. Some people just walk on egg for whatever reason. They're walking on eggshells. Fear of vulnerability. Man. Whew. You talking about, ooh. So many people, once you get hurt, we'll close off our heart and we'll give people surface things. But when you really talk about vulnerability, we just like, nah, I'm good, pimp. I'm good. Feeling lonely while together. This is a sign that emotional intimacy is missing. If you're feeling lonely while you're together, yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem, family. It's a problem, right? So, just some example. Instead of saying you never listen to me, someone emotionally intimate will say something like this. I feel hurt when I didn't feel heard. Man, ding, 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 ding. Jesus. Ooh, do you have the strength to say that to your partner? Whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, do you have the strength to say that to your relationship? I feel hurt when I didn't feel heard. One attacks, one reveals. See, the one attacks saying something like, you never listen to me. But the one that reveals just simply say, I feel hurt when I didn't feel heard. Man, yes, sir. See, in a quote, I remember it was Mr. I forgot the guy's name. Don't worry about it. But vulnerability is not weakness. It is the birthplace of connection. Yes. Vulnerability is not weakness. It is the birthplace of connection. When you're vulnerable, you're connecting with somebody. That's why, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. That's why when you talk about physical things, you got to be careful. Because if you become vulnerable, right, it's the mic on? It's the birthplace of connection. That, my friend, should send chills up your spine. So here's some action steps. Don't accuse everybody. Do not go into you don't care. Just say something like, I feel disconnected to you today. I feel disconnected, sweetheart. That changes things. That opens things up. But you got to be grown. You got to be, and when I say grown, I ain't talking about age-wise. I'm talking you got to be grown to begin to open up at this particular place. You have to be. One creates conflict, the other creates connection. I'm trying to connect with you, so I feel disconnected to you today. And if you feel disconnected, that's fine. That's why you share it, because you're feeling disconnected. All right. Number 3, I hope y'all writing this down. Intellectual intimacy. That definition is sharing ideas, thoughts, perspectives, dreams, curiosity. That is where minds connected. We connect the minds, right? This is just something a couple can discuss, right? Leadership. We can discuss leadership. We can talk about leadership until Jesus come back. So we can talk about leadership. We can talk about books, current events, business ideas, parenting philosophies, future goals. That, my friend, is intellectual intimacy. See, those are the things that as a couple, as y'all together, we can talk about these things. Think about, you can talk about what's the latest book you read. You can talk about, current events. I know last week people have been going off the charts about the young man that was found guilty and got 35 years, and he's saying it was self-defense, and people are going up. Well, that's a current event. Now you guys can talk about it and go through it. You got business ideas. Hey, I'm thinking about, I don't know, I'm just making something up. Talking a janitorial business. Okay, hey, let's talk about it. Parenting philosophies, right? On the parenting philosophies, think about, some people like spanking their children. Other people like, I don't want to spank my child. All of those things begin to bring us back to intellectual intimacy, right? Neither person has to agree. That's important. Somebody can share something with you, and you may not have to agree. Right? You may like I was just saying, some people may, I want to spank the child. If they do something wrong, I want to spank the child for corrections. Others may say we can do correction a different way. Neither is wrong, as long as you're spanking the child properly. You ain't talking about child cruelty. But hey, neither is wrong. But the goal is understanding, right? And all of this, the goal is understanding. Signs it's missing. Oh God, I can't even speak today. Signs it's missing. All right. Here's some signs that is missing. The conversation becomes repetitive. You keep saying it over and over and over. So it's missing. Here is a thought. And I'm telling y'all from my experience, I went through this, right? My ex would say something, and I was like, okay, I don't understand it. Can you explain it? And she said, well, I just said it. Okay, I didn't understand what you said because I'm listening to understand. And she'll be like, well, I got to repeat myself. Clearly, you don't want me to understand. So right there are signs that something is missing because I'm not understanding and she don't want to repeat herself. Well, conversations become repetitive. So it's like, okay, you know what? Everybody walk away. Nothing is understood. It just walk away, right? No curiosity, no learning together, no meaningful discussion. No meaningful discussion. What is a meaningful discussion? Going deeper into it. Not just staying surface, but going deeper into it. So Tony Robbins, I remember, said, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions you ask. Let me say that again. This is not Stanley. This was Tony Robbins say this. He said, the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. That's what he said. Here's a powerful question. Ask this. What belief have you changed your mind about in the last 5 years? What belief have you changed your mind about in the last 5 years? Believe it or not, you'll probably learn more in 5, 10, 15 minutes for them to answer that question than you have learned in a month, at least. So here are some actionable steps you can take for that. Y'all can read a book together. Just read a book together. Now me, I don't necessarily want to read a book. We can listen to the audio. But if it's in that space and you're what you want, read a book. Read a book. Listen to one podcast together. Look, let them know Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette is in 170 plus countries. We can listen to this podcast together because we're going to keep it funky and light. All right? Discuss one big idea every week. Oh, baby, let me tell you this. Do you know whatever? Or did you hear whatever? Now y'all can have that discussion. Grow together or you grow apart. Let me make that real clear. Grow together or grow apart. There is no neutral. Some people want to put neutral in cruise. No, 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 no. Keep growing. Keep growing. Keep growing. Because that is going to be very important. If you don't keep growing, then you're going to have some other challenges that are there, and that's going to make you feel some kind of way. And I don't want you to feel some kind of way. I don't. So the next one is experiential, right? Experiential intimacy. Experiential intimacy is created through shared experiences. It's through shared experiences. How do you say this? Because a lot of people like to travel. Travel creates experiences, and it creates memories, right? It creates memories. It creates memories. What else do you do that creates memories? Memories creates emotional bonds. So, how many of us have heard different stories? I remember when my Uncle Tommy and I went fishing. And, we were fishing and I caught my first fish. That's just fishing. But the experience creates memories. Matter of fact, let me give y'all a real story. I remember me, Lauren, and my dad. We went fishing together. Well, Lauren and I drove to my dad's work. And in the back, they had like this wildlife, right? Big old, I don't know if it's lake or river or whatever it was. I think it was more like a lake, right? It was huge. And it was great. So Lauren had never been fishing before. So like, hey, bring them to the work. We go fishing. So we caught some shrimp. And yeah, I did say catch some shrimp. We did. We did. And, use the live shrimp and put it on a hook and threw it out, threw it in the water. And my dad was like, oh, nothing's biting today anyway. Okay, well, guess what? Lauren caught a fish. Yep, she did. I'm telling with my own eyes. Lauren caught her a fish. And you cannot take that experience away from that. Those memories created emotional bonds between her and her grandfather and myself for a lifetime. So you can't take that away. Make sure you're creating those experiences. People often say, we used to be so close. Yeah, we used to be so close. Oh, we used to be so close. Then when you ask and go a little bit deeper, then you find out, well, they stopped dating, they stopped traveling, they stopped serving together, they stopped trying new things together. I mean, when you stop, what you expect? I said this, I think it was last podcast, and was talking about currency. Currency, rivers and waters, you have to have movement in order for things to live. Listen to me again. Currency, the root word of currency is current. And that's movement. You got to move. Even in your relationship, if you're just staying still, that's not going to work. Because once you stop dating and once you stop traveling and once you start serving together and stop trying new things, yes. Yeah, you have to do those things, man. It's fun. And sometimes I remember I went parasailing with Tanya, and we were parasailing, and she was nervous, and I was happy because it was something different, right? We over the Bahamas, we doing our thing. Let's go parasailing. Yep, we did it. We had fun. It was great. Now this was 20, 30 years ago, but still, we had fun. It was great. It was phenomenal. And when we got back in the boat, it was like, wow, we really went parasailing. It was great. Again, it created emotional memories. I remember when I was dating somebody, I don't want to say their name, but I was dating that particular person, and she came by my grandparents' house, and we were all playing cards. And she was like, wow. And she had a ball. And she would, to this day, she'd be like, man, I remember when y'all played cards and da-da-da-da. All of those things create those memories. So remember, like current, Don't stop moving in everything. Keep on moving in your relationships. Relationships don't die, the experiences die. We stop experiencing bowling, or we stop experiencing shooting pool. Some people are like, I don't know how to shoot pool. So what? We ain't keeping score. It ain't like you going, just go play. It ain't like you're going to lose money. Just go play. All right? That's powerful. Love is not maintained by feelings. Love is maintained by shared experiences. Let me say that again. Love is not maintained by feelings. It's maintained by shared experiences. So example is taking a walk together. Start a business together, volunteer together, go to church together, serve at church together, travel together, learn a new skill together, learn a new language together, build a project together. I mean, there's so many different things that we can do, but here is something that I notice in relationships. A lot of times what we do is we blame it on money, and then we stop doing it. Taking a walk literally costs 0 cents. Literally, walk out your door, walk around the block, walk down the street together. It costs 0 money. Volunteering at church costs 0, well, I say 0 money. You got to drive there. You know, somebody's going to be smart. Well, you got to drive there. Okay, you're driving to church. Volunteer or do something, right? Just learn a new skill together. Do something. You know, a lot of times we say something, I want you guys to just write this down. Schedule one new experience every month. Those of you guys that are dating, one new experience a month. No, not dinner, not Netflix, talking, we're gonna Netflix and chill. No, something new. Something new. Something new. Something, you know, and I'll say something that may even scare you. Now, I'm not talking about going, like, run somewhere where they shooting. I ain't talking about nothing like that. But I'm saying something that may scare you, because the first time that I went parasailing, it was a little nerve-wracking, right? Because like, oh my God, how I'm going to react. But I absolutely enjoyed it. What about snorkeling, right? First time I stuck my head in the water, I literally took a deep breath, like, whoa. And it was so beautiful. I mean, and then now they couldn't get me back in the boat. We trying to go, and I'm still out. I'm still in the water, right? And matter of fact, if they didn't tell me, I'll still be in the water. But that is just creating fresh memories. And then the last one for all of y'all little nasty people out there is physical intimacy. I know some of y'all couldn't wait to get to this one. Little bad children. Physical intimacy. Physical intimacy is healthy physical connection. It includes sex. Yes, it does include sex. But listen to me closely. But it is not limited to sex. Let me say that again. It is not limited to sex. Why do I say that? Because a lot of people think physical intimacy is just sex. It is not. I don't know why this just popped into my head, but let me just say this. In relationships, family, we have to open up our heart, our minds, our experiences. We have to open all of that up in order to have the relationship, the experiences, the joy, the peace, all of that we're talking about. A lot of times when you say this, people just get cut off at one thing and they talk about physical intimacy as sex. You have to open up, because it's not just physical sex. What about a hug? I love hugs, right? Holding hands, touching while talking, sitting close on the side. Listen, I'm about to give y'all my business. I'm not, but let me just say this. Like sitting on the sofa, right? And just being there, you know, your person on one side, you on the other side. And y'all just talking. Y'all could be talking and connecting from an intellectual perspective, talking about a current event. But that it is so powerful. Imagine this, you sitting on the sofa and your person on the other sofa and you giving that person a foot massage. Man, are you? That's also physical intimacy. Sitting close together. That's a physical intimacy. When you go to, I'm gonna say church. You go to church and some people are like, "Oh my God, we in church. Let me stay away from you." No, sit close, fool. Y'all together. Sit close. Hold hands in church. It's okay. Touch. It's okay. When you're talking, it's okay to touch him or her. And of course, y'all like this one, sexual connection. I'm not even going to talk about that because physical intimacy is more than just sex. We have to get past that. Now, here's what's important. It's also important to realize that it is not just men who consistently think about sex like that. It is women as well. So important realities are many couples think their problem is sexual. It's not. Often their sexual issues is actually rooted in emotional, spiritual, experiential disconnection. That's where the disconnect comes. Physical intimacy is frequently the thermometer or barometer, not the temperature, right? Physical intimacy is where most people want to put it there. They want that to be the thermometer. That's what they want to be, the thermometer, not the temperature. It is the thermometer, not the temperature. Family, and I'm pausing here and I'm thinking, if y'all hear me stuttering today, it's because I'm doing a lot of thinking. Because I think this is like one of those conversations we have to have at a deeper level. Because I'm tired of hearing people call and always talking about physical intimacy is frequently the thermometer, not the temperature. That's all they talk about. Physical sex, physical sex. Oh, he wants some. Oh, he want this. Oh, he want that. Wait, stop. Do we have the emotional side? Do we have the spiritual side? I mean, do we have the intellectual side? Have we our experiences in line? Do we? Or we don't? We got to get that together. Here is a way we can do it. Increase non-sexual touch. Increase non-sexual touch. Increase non-sexual touch. Give them a hug. Hold hands. Hug longer. Sit close. I mean, come on, family. And I feel frustrated when I'm going through this is because a lot of people put the energies and efforts on to sex, and it's not that. We missing everything before that. Do y'all know research consistently show affectionate touch lowers stress and increases bonding and improve relationship satisfaction? Let me say that again. Research, not Stanley. Go dig it up yourself. Consistently shows affectionate touches lower stress. Let me give you an example. Right? If you're with your person and that person hugs you, I mean really hugs you, whether you're in a bed, whether you're standing up, and that person just when they're touching you, they're squeezing you tight and rubbing your back. That reduces stress in and of itself. It just does something to your body. That increases bonding. It improves relationship satisfaction. It is that. Do you guys know that touch communicates safety? All of those things is things that will lead to what some of us want to do is have sex. But before we get there, let's bring everything into alignment so we can make sure that happens. All right? Here's a relationship audit. So everybody write this down. If you got something, write this down real quick. All right? And we're going to go through each of them. So rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. This is intimacy type, but rate your scale on a 1 to 10. See where we need to improve and go through all 5 of them: spiritual, emotional, intellectual, experimental, as well as physical. Right? What's so spiritual on a scale of 1 to 10? Emotional, scale of 1 to 10. Intimacy, scale of 1 to 10, and so on. All 5 of them on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, here's this thing. Ask your partner to score the same 5. Yes, sir. Give it to your partner today or tonight or this in the morning. And ask your partner to rate themselves. Think about this. The conversation after may be more vulnerable than the scores themselves. I don't feel like I have a lot of energy in this particular podcast, because as I'm going through it, I'm realizing that there's a lot of things that we all need to work on, including me. And I always want to be transparent and work on things to consistently be the very best that I am. See, when you talk about experiences, that's easy. That one, number 4, we can knock that out. That's great. But when you start talking about emotional, man, that means you got to open up. That means you got to share some of your heart. Pause. Listen to this. I received this as I was doing the research on this podcast. It is critical to understand that when you're talking about opening up and that person is having a connection with you, I think it says, what was the quote? Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the birthplace of connection. Now, I want to say this, and I want everybody to really get this. This is why it's so important for us to have a connection and understand who are we with before we have physical sex. Because that introduces an entire whole different scenario, right? Because as the quote said, it's the birthplace of connection. There's spiritual connection, there's spiritual ties, and so on and so on. I'm not going to get deep into that. But now you're connected in places you didn't even know. Because sex was not meant to be casual in how some people talk about it. It wasn't meant to be that, right? There's a connection there. And if you connect with the wrong people, the wrong things may enter. And if the wrong things enter, now we have to do some different type of prayers and relationship counseling and coaching to get you up out of there. Let me explain something to you. If you connect with the wrong person, being, as some people say, being all fast and thing, you're going to have to take some time to detox yourself from some of those spiritual connections that you're not supposed to be connected to. So it's going to take some time to get that from emotional, intellectual, and so on. It's going to take some time to get that out of your system, because your system is not designed for everybody to be there. That helps somebody. Somebody waving their hand right now. The reason I say that is because we had sex at an early age and carried all of that stuff with us all the way through high school, through college, and so on. Got all of that stuff. And if you never took the time to really get that out of all of your system and really detox yourself to where you be clean, to where you get into the next real relationship that your creator has for you, man, you carrying some stuff. You carrying generations of things. You carrying things you don't even see. And if you're not strong enough, those things consistently go and start birthing other things inside of you that's not for you. So make sure in our connections that we're connecting with the right people, right? Most people wait until a relationship is in a crisis before investing in intimacy. So that means even at the beginning, if you really go through counseling for real and you have a really good counselor, they're going to share with you about these being intimate and the intimacies, all 5 of them, and where you need to begin to work, because it's not about sex. You know, I remember one time it was somebody counseling told me, oh yeah, sex is not a weapon. Okay, great. We didn't have that lesson. But what about the intimacies of the rest? All of that is where we need to grow collectively as a body of people. Healthy couples do not oppose. They invest before the crisis. Yeah, they just invest before the crisis. If you have any deficiency in the 5 relationships and you have any intimacy, any crisis there or things you need to work on, that's a great time to have the intellectual conversation. That's a great time to have the emotional conversation so we can really dig into what's the best way we can do it, right? Every relationship drifts normally towards distance. Intimacy is never maintained accidentally. That's a quote. Every relationship drifts naturally towards distance. Intimacy is never maintained accidentally. You got to work if you want intimacy. It takes work. It takes work. If you have, if one of these 5 areas is weak, don't focus on all 5. Pick one. Take action. And then do it bite by bite, small size by small size, so you can actually get it. Small, repeated actions create deep intimacy far more effective than occasional grand gestures. And then I think about Valentine's Day. I've seen people sweating in the supermarket or at the rose shop or the flower shop, just sweating to get there to get something. It's all of this and it's grand gestures. Wait, what happens on May 23rd or June 49th? That's not a date, I'm just making it up. And how about giving her flowers then? Or giving him something then, right? Doing something for them. How about giving him some flowers, ladies? How about just doing something, creating that environment, right? Instead of waiting to the birthday and to Valentine's Day to give these big old, no, stop. Let's make something better happen for all of us. So guys, listen, I had an actual interesting time doing the research on this, making it happen. I'm hoarse, I'm out of breath, I'm tired because this was emotional for me internally, because I wanted everybody to have, receive, and feel exactly what I felt. Yeah, I may have not been as articulate and eloquent as some others, but you guys get the point. You guys understand where we stand. So we will come back next week. Some of our guests, I'm still waiting. I'll just say that. So listen, go to letstalkwithstanleydoucette.com. If you want to donate, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go also, please, family, you guys do me a favor. Go to YouTube, and go to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette and subscribe. Subscribe and share it with your family, friends. Go to Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. Click on like and share and all of those good things as well. My social media pages. Just go there and holler at your boy. Send me some questions. Send me some responses, some emails. I love when you guys do that. Yeah, some of y'all are hilarious, but I love when you do that. So let's do that, family, and let's go to work. So listen, I appreciate you guys so very much. I will see you guys next week on Let's Talk with Stanley Doucette. For those that are traveling, I'll see y'all on the beaches of the world. God bless, and we out. Peace.